Wisdom on the Run. I'm getting ready for my 5 miles here. Beautiful, beautiful, kind of overcast day, but it's just gorgeous. And you can see all the leaves are starting to turn. Although right where we're at, we don't have as many of the trees that a lot of people do, but they're still so beautiful. So come join me on Wisdom on the Run. And so, you know, when I do video, I can't actually run because I'll run into a tree. So I kind of fast-paced walk and waddle, walk, whatever you want to call it. And so, yeah, I'm leaving my property, and then I go past all the golf courses, almost to Dairy Queen, and then I come home. And for me, it makes around 5 miles. So here we go again, past the barking dog. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Okay. Past the barking dog. Fortunately, hopefully, it's always fenced in. I don't know why people have a dog like this. I love dogs, but this dog is just too much sometimes, but people do what they do. Okay. Then there's other dogs on the trail that greet me in the morning, and they're just so wonderful and so sweet. And but this one was the one that was someone was taking it a walk and couldn't control it one day. So I don't think they take it a walk anymore. Okay. So we're having this overcast but beautiful day, and I've been trying to take you on my runs because my run or walk, because to do a longer video, I just don't have the time. I had, you know, like I was on class via webcam about 2 hours last night, and of course I have to do all the homework to prepare for it. Otherwise I get asked a question and don't have the answer, because some of the questions take time, a lot of time. So I do all that beforehand. And so I was busy last night with all of the schoolwork, and then we went to dinner. Yeah, we went to dinner. So we went to dinner last night, and I did a video last night called "I'm Not Leaving Anything for the Next Wife." And my husband said, "We've been out to dinner 4 times this week. 4 times this week. Why are we going to dinner? Why are we going to dinner another time?" I say, "I'm not leaving anything for that next wife." Keep your sense of humor. Look how pretty the trees are. Just beautiful. Now, we don't get in this part a lot of different, you know, where the leaves change as much, but we still get some. And down in the beach, of course, it's all palm trees. So we don't get leaves that change that much either. And yet, it's so beautiful. And I love, love, love the trees that change colors. And sometimes we take a trip about 2 hours away to go see all the leaves that change. And we may do that. We may be doing that here. And so yeah, a beautiful day. I love, you know, even when it snows, I'm out here all covered up with, you know, scarves and everything else. It's all good. It's all good. So I wanted to share with you that stay well. Stay well. You know, one of the things I've learned during this period of time, trying to reach a doctor's office, sometimes you're put on hold for what seems like an hour. Literally an hour. Okay? And you don't, if you don't have to, and then I called different other places, and they said, "Oh yeah, there's like a long waiting line." Well, fortunately I didn't need anything. I was just checking everything out. And I gotta cross the street here. And so yeah, I was checking everything out, but there's like a long everything. Customer service is out the window right now, it seems. So I'm waiting on my blood results, which has taken forever. I'm not certain why the doctor hasn't gotten back to me on them, but then, you know, I'm in no rush, I guess. I've called and called, but I'm hoping that they're all good. And I'm hoping that actually, that in addition to being good, oh my goodness, what's that? So in addition to my blood work, I have my ultrasound tomorrow and mammogram, and going for that, and I'm praying on that. My breast seems to be healing. It's not completely healed yet, but it's healing. So I'm praying that it completely heals. You know, I'm praying that this was just some kind of fluke. I'm praying for a miracle. And you know, this has taught me so much. However it turns, whatever goes, whatever I have to go through or don't go through, I will tell you this: if my results come back negative for everything, we're giving me a really great physical, because remember, I've had muscle issues lately and I've never had those before. So, you know, I know I'm 64, but still, you know, so we're having everything checked over really a lot, and it could be that, you know, who knows. So hopefully it's all good. It's all good, because I feel great otherwise. I mean, I do. I feel wonderful. Now, I will tell you this: if by some miracle everything comes out okay, and this was just a fluke, and it was a pretty good fluke, if that's what you want to call it. I don't know if it's a fluke, but you know what I'm saying is, I had this abrasion that opened up in a way that was nasty under my breast. And so, but let's just say it's all good. And let's say, you know, the implants are not leaking as well. And let's say all that. Well, first of all, the implants were not done to make me bigger. They were done to keep me lifted, and I had them done in my 30s. Okay, in my 30s. I'm in my 60s. And so this is the thing. Even if they're all perfectly in place, I think, you know, my breasts are large, and I think I'll have a slight breast reduction, because, you know, as you get older, carrying a lot of weight, you know, it is really, I mean, I don't have any issues, but I think it probably, I might look at a breast reduction. That's if things go well. You know, we're talking all, I don't know how any of this is going to go. I'm being very hopeful. Okay, so be hopeful with me, please. And let's say it's not what we've been talking about. Let's say it's not the second thing we've been talking about, but it's, you know, was actually from the underwire in some way. Okay, let's just say that it was from the underwire, and it got a really nasty, whatever it was, and it heals, it goes away, and then maybe I can have the, you know, look at that as a potential where they take those implants out, replace them, and actually give me like a slight breast reduction. I don't want a lot of breast reduction or anything like that, but I just want maybe a slight one, just so bras are easier to wear. Because if this was from an underwire, and we don't know that, okay, I'm assuming a lot of things right now. You know what they say about assuming? Learned that years ago. ASS, you, me. Okay, so I don't assume anything, but I'm praying. I'm praying for a miracle. And I document everything, you know, not everything. I'm not an open book. Okay, there's some things I keep private, and I think we should. But if it's going to help somebody, I try to be transparent and open, and I think that this is my story of fear, of, you know, the what if, when you get a big sore on your breast, it's scary, okay? And it's easy for people to think the worst. And that's why they have me going to all these tests. You know, all these different testings and things like that. And okay, so yeah, so here we go to the famous crosswalk that no one ever stops. Well, sometimes people stop. Now and then someone stops, but you know, even when they stop on one side, I've seen them go through the other side. So you got to be ultra careful at crosswalks. But fortunately, there's usually not a lot of traffic here. I'm back. My husband just called me. He's going golfing. Anyhow, beautiful, beautiful day. And so anyhow, you know, I'm praying for the best. I'm praying that it was the underwire that twisted and broke the skin and got in there. And I'm praying it's nothing more. Okay, let me be hopeful. And yet, I'm aware of all the possibilities, pretty much. And so, I am aware, and yet I pray for the best. Like Grandma said, prepare for the worst and hope for the best. And that's what I do. She used to say, pray for the best, and that's what I'm doing. And, you know, I've had a lot of time to think about all this, and everyone handles things differently. And every situation is different. And every situation has to be handled differently. So I would take it a step at a time, if anything. But the reason today I'm talking about a breast reduction and all that is because, well, we're talking best case scenario. We're talking, you know, everything is okay. I'm good to go for another 100 years. And we're talking good to go. Okay, that's what we're talking, good to go. So if it's all good, then they'll probably suggest that I have, there's another call. They'll probably suggest a breast reduction, a slight one. Get a lot of phone calls while I'm out here. And so, yeah, so I'm thinking about that because, you know, it's better and easier on the back. So I'm looking at the most positive outcome, okay, rather than like a lot of people do, a negative outcome, because I want to stay positive. You know, no matter what, I want to stay positive. You know, it's easy when you're going through something to get really negative and think the worst, but I want to think the best. I want to think the best, okay? I want to think the best. And that is what I am doing, thinking the best. Now, I also wanted to say that when I'm out here, I'm kind of a mess. And then when I get home, sometimes my lipstick, you know, I put lipstick on, it's got the SPF in it. Normally I don't wear SPF, I wear coconut oil. So I have coconut oil on my face and all that kind of stuff when I'm out. But, you know, it's sort of like golf courses. Can you see the golf carts? I don't know if you can see them. Can you see them over there? I don't know. Anyhow, so today I came out and I had put my running shorts on the wrong side and they started falling down, so I had to go back home and change my running shorts. So you can hear all this stuff going on. That, well, in a second you'll hear them pounding because they're building new houses everywhere, everywhere. They're just building, building, building. But fortunately we have a couple acres of land in the city limits because we live, you know, in a really good spot. Most people don't get that. Most people have to be on top of each other in these country clubs, and I like my privacy, so I'm so grateful to God. And then you all get to come up Grandma's winding driveway in my videos. If the body can get sick, it can get well. If the body can get sick, it can get well. So, if the body can get sick, it can get well. And so I'm going to do everything to keep maybe I'm not even sick. You know, maybe everything is fine. Maybe this is just a big old fluke and, you know, what happened and, you know, things happen. You know, maybe that was that underwire. We're praying for that, aren't we? I'm praying for it. You know, pray for the best for people. You know, some people want to see the drama. They want to see the bad stuff. I only want to see the good stuff for other people. So pray good stuff for me, okay? pray really, 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 really good stuff for me, if you will, because that's what I hope for. Okay, so I believe in taking care of my body. So my approach is totally different. Like I said, I don't give advice, suggestions, information, recommendations. I just share with you my perspective and how I live my life so that people can find their own right answers. My right answers may not be your right answers. What works for me may not work for you, and vice versa. So I come up with my own right answers. But I'm a firm believer that no matter what you get, what a person gets, that I believe the body can heal itself. I believe that God has created our bodies in ways that if they get sick, they also can get well. And so I believe that. I believe that. So that's like a mini football field over there. The regular football field is down there a ways. And but they kind of play, I don't know if it's flag football or whatever. I remember my one son was in, I guess it's flag football. And we used to go to that field and sit there and take our chairs and all of that. My goodness, I've raised 3 children, and from diapers to car seats to booster seats, potty chairs, those little things you stick in the wall so they don't stick their finger in the electric socket, you know, those little things you put in there to protect them, to baby bottles, formula, you know, the milk formula, to going into the teenage years. I'm telling you, raising small children is so magical. And then when they become, teenagers, is a different ball of wax. But I had a great time with my kids. Were there some rough patches? Of course. You know, they're trying to figure their own way in life. They're not a small child anymore. They become teenagers. And and so they're not an adult. They're not a small child. So, but I've been there, done that. You know, they went to so many sports events. We had them in every sport event. You name the sport event, it seems like they were in it. And so, yeah, they had every sport event growing up. My kids went to every sport event. I mean, they were in every kind of sport. And we had church sports, basketball, baseball, flag football, all of that. So I did all the mom stuff, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I had that journey. I'm so grateful for my journey as a mom. As a mom. So grateful for that journey. Okay, so we're getting ready to turn around. Or we're getting ready. I'm getting ready. I guess you're with me, so it's a whir, right? This is my little spot I showed you yesterday. And now I haven't been running lately. I'm fast walking because I can't hold the camera and run. And I have run into trees before, tripped. But what I do is I come right here. You're going to see the sand or dirt turns into sidewalk. See? See the difference? And there's like a little post. And then see it, the difference? Okay, and for me, this makes my 2.5 out, 2.5 back, or somewhere around there. And then I head on home. Okay, so being a mom has been an amazing journey. Yes, it's had its difficult moments, you know. I'm not saying that. Because I don't think you can be a parent. And a lot of times parents say, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? You probably didn't do anything wrong. It's just teenagers are a different ball of wax. I'm glad my kids are now in their 20s because, well, their decisions are their decisions. I've instilled in them wisdom and everything, and now it's up to them. We've given them their opportunities. Now it's up to them to choose how to live their life. I'm not going to live their life for them. I'm going to be there to support them in the right ways, right decisions, not wrong ones, but right ones. I'm going to be there to encourage them, to celebrate with them. If tears are needed, I'll be there to cry with them, hold their hand. you know, you go through different things. And so, I'm there. And so, so I've loved my journey as a mom. So if you're a mom or dad, take that real seriously. If you've been a lousy mom or dad, get back in the game. It's never too late. Even if they're adult kids in their 40s, go back. My daddy and my mom divorced when I was really young. And I found out later he technically wasn't my biological father. I had a different biological father. I've done that in different videos. All my fathers had an amazing stepfather. It was my mother's third marriage that I had the amazing stepfather. The second one was, it was a bit rough, and I've talked about that before. But my first daddy, whom I've always considered daddy, he passed on about 10 years ago. Maybe a little bit, maybe almost 20 now. Let's see, about 2003 or 4, something like that. I think it was 2004. Anyhow, he and I reconnected later. He had gotten remarried. His second wife didn't like me, and because felt she wanted no attachment for him, and I guess he had to pay child support, and they resented that and all that. So back then, you know, I didn't know anything. I just loved my daddy. And when he kind of disappeared from my life, it was heartbreaking for me as a child. But then later, we reconnected. And, you know, and he was a great daddy. A great daddy. Even, what was I when he passed? I think I was around 40 something. And he was a great dad. A great dad. And a great grandpa. So, you know, it's never too late to step up to the plate, okay? It's never too late. And so, you know, and my daddy had a really hard childhood, and I talked about that in another video. And he it was really interesting. One of the last times we saw him, he always had these little wind-up toys, you know, jumping frogs and talking parrots and all that, little wind-up ones. And I thought, why is an 80-some-year-old man having all these toys? Well, he had never been able to complete his childhood because he was too poor. He was too poor. They didn't have toys. I don't even think he ever had a toy when he was little, a real toy. And so he wanted to complete that part. I don't think he knew that's what he was doing, but he was completing a part. Because, I mean, just because you're 80 years old, you can still have a part of you that's like a 5-year-old that's not complete. You know, for me, I've completed everything. Like I said, I've crossed everything off my bucket list. Now I can just cruise and enjoy my journey. Okay, I can cruise and enjoy my journey, and hopefully. And so this is the thing, you know, there were parts of my life that were not complete because I'd had a kind of a traumatic childhood. And I remember in my 20s around my 20s, moving to Newport Beach and living on the beach, roller skating and riding this bicycle all over the beach and just acting goofy. You know, I was completing a part of me. I was healing a part of me. And sometimes people go back and they heal themselves, not just physically, but spiritually, emotionally. And so there were a lot of parts of me that I went back and purposefully healed. I recognized it even back then, that I had to heal those parts of me. And so Daddy was healing his part at 80-some years old. At 80-some years old with little wind-up toys to complete that part of his life that he hadn't completed, that had not been completed. And so for me, you know, I've been able to do that. I've been very, very fortunate, and I am so grateful. So, you know, all those tanks were filled up. And then when I met my husband many years ago, I was a complete person, meaning I had the areas that needed to be filled up before I entered into a really strongly committed relationship. Those pieces of me were completed. And that's why I've been able to be an amazing wife, an amazing mom. And I think in many ways when my kids were little, it was sort of my second childhood too. You know, I would get down on the floor and play with toys with them. I would watch their silly little, you know, cartoons with them. And I was a wonderful and amazing mom. Well, I am a wonderful, amazing mom at all stages, because you don't stop being a mom or a dad just because your kids grow up. But what I'm saying is I was an amazing mom then, and my husband was an amazing dad. There's that noisy truck again. Oh, yeah. I think that you can heal parts. You know, you know, it's sort of, I heard something called love tanks or tanks. You have different tanks in your life. And, you know, people, when one is lower than the other, they give the focus to the tank that's lower than the other. There's the love tank, there's the money tank, there's the education tank, there's the health tank, you know, whatever the tank you need to fill. And so when I met my husband, I had filled my tanks. It took me years, but I filled my tanks. And often people connect with other people in order to help them fill those tanks. So people before my husband, I guess, helped me fill my tanks. And I help them fill their tanks, because remember, it's a two-way street. So you help other people fill their tanks. You have something in you that can help them fill their tanks. And when it's done, sometimes you move on. And that's kind of why some relationships, I think, end because they fulfilled their purpose. So remember, if you leave a relationship, it likely had its purpose in your life. And it's like there's golfers over there. Can you see them? You know, look at them. Let's see if you can see them through the fence. Can you see them? Yep. And my husband's golfing today. He could be one of them. I don't know. I don't know where he's golfing today. And so, you know, when you leave a relationship, try to always leave it on a good standing and good terms, because somehow probably you were both had a purpose in each other's life. And so likely you had purpose in each other's life, and you were helping each other. So when I met my husband, he completed another part of me. And it was a lifelong completion. That's the marriage part. You know, when you get married, a lot of people get married prematurely and it doesn't work, or they marry a wrong person thinking that it's the right person when a person was actually only meant to heal them. And so, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, I'm a complete person. Everything on my bucket list has been crossed off. And so I'm just, you know, want to enjoy. I want to enjoy my life to the very best of my ability. That's why I want to feel great. You know, someone put out a post the other day on social media and said, "Are you afraid of dying?" I'm not afraid of dying. I just want to stay healthy all the way through. That's it. That's my key. I just want to stay healthy. It's not the number of years you live. It's that you know, for me, I want to stay healthy and fit and feel great. So, okay, let's talk college again. So, I do my classes online right now. Now, like last night, I had a class. It was about 2 hours long. Love the class, but it's a hard class. So I have to be well prepared before I go into the class. And it's all done on webcam. You know, I interact. They see me, I see them, answer questions and all that good stuff. And I love college. I probably will be in college all the way. People keep saying, what career are you doing? Well, it's not about that for me. I'm just an eternal learner. Even if I wasn't going to college, I'd be learning something. I'd read the cookbook, learn how to make something new. I'd paint a new picture. New painting. Learning comes in a lot of different forms. You don't have to go back to college to be learning. But I'm always in a state of learning, okay? And so I love college. I love my exercise. I exercise every day. And I also wanted to talk about the subject of taking care of you. and giving focus to you. You know, sometimes we feel so selfish. Oh, you're so selfish to give focus to your health and your looks and your finances and your life. You're selfish. No, you're not. You're being kind to the people that love you, because that way you'll be around and you'll be in good shape so that you can be there to support them and celebrate with them. So my total focus now, I've given my focus to my kids and my family. Now my focus is for me. So yeah, my focus is on taking care of me. I sit up in bed and paint my toenails. I like to do it myself because I do a good job. And soak my feet. I have great dental hygiene. I brush my teeth every time I eat, but not just every time I eat. I floss, I brush, I have all the rotating toothbrushes. I go get great dental care. You know, I want to look fabulous too. That doesn't mean I want to look 25. I mean, who wouldn't want to look 25 again? But it's not going to happen. So just look your best. You know, it doesn't matter about the weight, how that looks. Just don't be sloppy. You know what I'm saying? Be beautiful being you. And you know what people are going to remember about you? They're going to remember not how outwardly beautiful you looked, but how inwardly beautiful you looked. Okay? So people will remember your kindness, your thoughtfulness, your time with them, how you made them feel. How you made them feel when they were with you. Okay, so remember that. This is your journey. You know, this is your journey. You get to decide. You really do. And everyone's given different circumstances. I got that. But it's what you do with your ball of clay and how you mold it that is up to you. You know, it's up to you what you do. Okay? So it's up to you. We all get problems. We all get difficulties. We all have challenges. We all have difficult people of one kind or another to deal with. But it's what you do with it. What kind of attitude do you have? I'm dancing. I'm running. Well, waddling right now. But I'm dancing and I'm running. And I'm enjoying life. I'm enjoying my life. And I look back upon my 20s and my 30s and my teens and my 40s and my 50s and now my 60s. And I've loved being me. Where there's some rough moments, oh, I could told you a lot of those stories. Of course there's rough moments. Everybody gets those. At least I think most people do. And especially if you're out there trying to make life happen. If you're trying to make life happen, you're going to probably have some rough moments, okay? But you just stay out there. You just hang out there. You keep out there. You hang in there. You stick with the game. You keep on going, you know. And when people go through difficulties, often their real personality comes out. You know, we're not always going to be smiling and laughing, but our attitude will stay good. Even if we're crying, we'll have a good attitude towards other people. I've seen other people become nasty. You know, that's just their real personality coming out. I know we all have an off day. I got that. I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about consistently. And people's real personality comes out during good times and during bad times. See those tree roots? That is why you see that I go slow with the camera. Because I have tripped, flew through the air. That was before I came on YouTube. And I think I did a video when I flew through the air on my other social media a couple years ago. So when someone demands from you or expects from you something more than that's reasonable, you know, when someone starts demanding, I shut down. I just move back and I just usually don't even respond. That's me. Okay? So demanding people or people that are trying to get something for nothing or you know, that are not nice to me, I back away because they're showing who they are. And I usually don't go back into a relationship. Sometimes I'll deal with people, you know, like if you have to work with somebody, I just stay professional. Okay. And then I'll go home, upload the video. I think I'm all caught up for the day with my schoolwork, my college work. And then I will, what will I do? Then I do little things. I mean, I paint. You know, painting is like, you just don't paint a painting in like 2 minutes. It takes a lot of time. I love it. I do the things I love. I'm blessed. And I know what the word was, strategically. You have to sometimes make strategic decisions to have a great life. And a lot of people don't. They just live life a big mess and haphazard. There it goes my phone again. Okay, so I'm getting near home. I'm not there yet, because I have to cut through the woods to get to my home. But yeah, so do more of what you love. And so getting back to, it's okay to take care of you. It's a good thing to take care of you. And, you know, I think about people that are totally self-absorbed, and I'm not I'm not that type of person. I am very loving, caring, nurturing, thoughtful, you know, giving, all that kind of stuff in the right ways. And to the right people and all that kind of stuff. Talked about that, how to give, how not to give, who not to give to, when to give. You know, giving is an art form. You got to know who you should give to and who you shouldn't, how you should give, when you should give, all that kind of stuff. And so, and you should be able to receive. Remember, be able to receive good stuff. Don't say, oh, no, you don't have to do that. Yeah, thank you. I'm a great giver, but I'm a great receiver too. And so, yeah, so learn how to receive as well as give, but don't be stingy. Don't not just be a receiver. I mean, I know people that take, and never give. Make sure you're giving, but make sure you know how to receive. Be a wonderful receiver. And I am. I'm both. And so take care of you, because you know what, if you don't take care of you, who's going to take care of you? Then you get all broken down, and then what good are you going to be, even to yourself? You know what I'm saying? So take care of you. And that's where my focus is. If I want to give the best gift to my kids and my husband and my family, my number one gift then should be taking care of me. And so that's a gift to me, and yet it's a gift to them. Okay, so I'm taking care of me. And when I feel like I look good, my husband, you know, I look good for me, you know, but I also look good for my husband and my family. But I take care of my body so that I'm healthy, so that I'm fit, so that I feel great. Because when you feel great, it shows. When you don't feel great about who you are, it shows too in your relationships. People with lousy relationships tend to not feel very good about themselves. Okay, people with great relationships tend to feel good about themselves. Okay, so feel good about you. Hear the train whistle? Let's listen for it. Oh, it was just going on. We have a train. We have like an Amtrak train that comes through town, and other trains too, I think. And my son loves trains. Oh my gosh, he loves trains. And I love to listen to trains. And just about everywhere we've lived or been seems to have the train whistle, and I love that. And we grew up by the train tracks, so I love the train whistle too. Let's see if we can still hear it. I hear it. I'll be quiet for a second. Well, so I'm nearing home, and not on my property yet, but getting ready. I hope you enjoyed Wisdom on the Run. I know they're kind of long and it takes time, So some people don't have that time, and most of the time I do like 1-minute videos, but sometimes just wisdom on the run. I love that. Okay, so, okay. I just love getting out of here. Oh, the sprinklers are on. Okay, we got to get by the sprinklers. Let's run up the hill. Oh, I just got sprinkled. Okay, sprinklers are on. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna cross the street in a minute. And this is a neighborhood that used to be all woods, and we used to have all the beautiful deer that ran through our yard, and then they built this. It's a beautiful neighborhood, but they built this. Seems like our little town, every inch, everybody wants to live here now. And so they're building every inch of, they're building just about, it seems like every inch they're putting a house. And that's okay. You know, I'm just glad I live where I live. Okay, so I'm gonna go home and I'm going to upload the video and the videos here, because it's a lot of different clips. Takes a while, and then hopefully I don't have lipstick smeared everywhere, or a fly on my face, or anything. But you know what, if I do, it's okay. You get the wisdom. I don't always have to look perfect. That's one of the great things about getting older. Can you hear the train? And that's not the same dog. You'll hear the other dog up here. Oh my gosh. Okay. You know, I love dogs. And all the dogs on the trail here, like in the country club and that, are just wonderful. They come out and greet me. I don't know where the one dog has been. The wonderful dogs that come out to greet me. But this dog, I don't trust. And unfortunately, it's all fenced in and gated in. But that one day, somebody was walking it, and it actually started lunging. So, you know, and I was still on my property. But they were, you know, there's a, like, this part is technically a trail. And so you can see all of our properties line up. And, oh my goodness. Yeah. So, but, let me get past here. And I'll get past here. Okay, I'm past. Look at these beautiful trees. Just gorgeous. Yeah, I think we're going to take a good drive and a couple, you know, little ways to see all the different leaves change. So, yeah. Oh, it feels great to be home. I am home. Thank you for coming with me on my wisdom on the run. This is my property. I'm back in my yard now. Back on my property. And thank you so much for joining me and letting me just kind of ramble on with whatever wisdom thoughts I have. That's why I call it wisdom on the run, even though I'm waddling right now, because with holding the camera, like I said, is not really conducive to running. So I kind of walk so I can pay attention to what I'm doing. So may God bless you. I do hope you like, share, subscribe, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye.